Hello everyone, my name is Iris Córdoba, General Manager of the Global Sport Innovation Center powered by Microsoft. And let me share about what is the GSIC, what we do, and how we can help the sport entities in their digital transformation process. About the GSIC is a non-profit organization promoted by Microsoft Sport team in 2015 with the aims to improve the value chain in the sport industry. We have our headquarters in Madrid. Currently, we have more than 400 members in 44 different countries, and this month we launched our office in Singapore. Currently, I'm living in Singapore, promoting, create in Asia the strong tech sport ecosystem to try to internationalize the Asia companies from Europe, the US, and Latin America. And in this sense, we try to help the sport entities in the digital transformation processes, and we work in different areas like create networking, business opportunities, the possibility to internationalize them, create different open innovation programs to try to help the sport entities with their challenge and invite the startup and the small medium-sized company to fix this problem. And when we talk about sport industry, sport is tourism, sport is health, is securities, and our members and the sport tech companies are working to facilitate different solutions for the sport entities in fan engagement, smart venues, e-sports, sponsorship, business insight, fitness and health, media, and of course education, because the sport industry needs talent. The possibility to work the sport entities close to university, like who promote this event today, is very important. Also, it's very important promote the social impact in the sport industry and the technology to help the different countries and sport entities to be more sustainable. And about our ecosystem, our members, big companies or big clubs like Real Madrid or Manchester City, PSG, one championship here in Singapore, but also a lot of startups or small companies who want to become a real provider of the large companies or sport entities, because the idea of the GSIC is try to reduce the gap between startups from large companies. But I want to share our vision about what is a digital transformation in the sport industry, because the digital transformation in this COVID-19 situation and before is not only for the sport, it's for all the industry who are working in monetize or help this sport entity. And in this idea, as we can see, with the digital transformation in the sport entities have access to knowledge of their fans. This is very important, and technology allows them with the possibility to individualize their fans. Because the fan, is in the center of the attention. They want 365 days, 24 days, 7 days per week. They create their own content and they want to consume their content, whatever they want and whatever they will be. In this sense, it's important this reflection, about, for example, if we talk about the population ranking, Who is the first country with more number of citizens? Of course, we are in Asia, is China. But when I ask the same question in other territory, maybe it's not the first answer that they give us, no? But look this slide, no? What is the most population country? Of course, India. And the second, and the third. And about now, what happens if we look into the digital world? We realize that there is a whole new world to explore with more followers than citizens. It's Facebook who has more followers than China population, no? But what happens if now we look into the sport industry as well, no? Sport organizations are more followers than most population country in the world. Amazing, no? This is interesting to think about the importance of the digital transformation in the sport. But other question is, do you know this sportsman? I'm sure do you know who is, no? The first one is Novak Djokovic, winner of the Wimbledon in 2019. And the second is Kyle Bugan, winner of the Fortnite World Cup in 2019 too. You can see it's bigger the award for the e-sport player than the tennis player. This is important to analyze how the number of the followers in the sport and also the interaction are changing, and the big opportunity that the sport entity has to create new connection with their fans. Let me show this video. In this video, you can see how the Real Madrid fans are. In this end is a heat map where you can see in the red color is a lot of people talking about Real Madrid in the Twitter, social media, and this a lot and the end, my thought is you can imagine if the Real Madrid or clubs like Barcelona Football Club, Manchester City has more than 500 million of followers, and in this sense, you imagine if you can get all of them only pay €1 for something, for download the app or for any value that you can give. Is the double of the budget that this kind of club has. You can monetize creating content and creating more value for your fans. And in this sense, I think it's a good moment to talk about the different about digitalization, digital transformation and digitalization. You know, it's not the same, because when we talk about digitization, that means take something from the analog world and making digital, like when who no longer use the paper and the pen and are doing our work uses electronic device. Digitalization is when we put the digital data in our automatic process, and about digital transformation is create a new business model using those automatic processes. It's when you can monetize and create new revenue streams in the sport industry. And in this sense, this slide is interesting because we live in the world where the business models are changing. Here's some famous example. For example, if we think about the classic revenue model in the sport, match day, broadcasting, and commercial. But if you think how it's changing the model, Facebook monetize with advertising, but Facebook not create any content. No, the owner of the content. Or the user of Facebook. The same with Netflix, monetize through the subscription model, but now they create their own content. But when Netflix started, they didn't have any content. The same with Xbox or with Uber, who create a platform that connects offer with demand. In this sense, this gives the opportunity to think about new opportunities in the sport, thinking in digital and new words. For example, sportainment, where sport companies are no longer just related to sport, they are content creator or datainment, because the data is a value by itself. I think the data currently is very, very important for the sport entities, the possibility to can identify their fans. About Uberization, the same is creation in the sport digital platform to try to integrate and connect all the stakeholders and players in the sport. And in the end, with technology, traditional revenues stream of the sport entities will not just increase, but also we generate a new commercial revenue line, which is digital. Now it's good to talk about, about the digital trends. You know, some digital trend is not only in the sport, it's in all the industry. For example, highlight or put focus in the fan experience, the cloud, the social, the mobile, the internet or thing. About this trend has different technologies like big data, augmented reality, virtual reality, on-demand machine learning that allow us to create new experience, new solutions, new tools in the sport industry. And I think when talking about the sport industry, we refer to these 9 scenarios, where in the case of the GSIC, our members are developed different solutions to help in the sport industry. And I think it's a very good opportunity for the startup to create and give support for the sport entities to get for the next level and try to connect in only one platform all the stakeholders, and in the end monetize and create new business opportunity for the sport entities. And here you can see the sport industry framework, where we categorize all the startup and solutions that form part of our ecosystem, and we have the special catalog of solutions where we give the possibility for the sport entity who are part from our ecosystem access all this information and help them in create the digital plan the digital strategy offering solution to injury prevention, in team and player performance, on solution in wellness, solution from ticketing, for smart venues, security in the venue success. All of these things you can imagine with this pandemic started was very important to create new solutions for connect with the fans, but also to return from the stadium, different thermographic solution to measure the temperature of the fans and the players too, we can see how the eSport grow and the fans use the technologies and the OTT platform to give support for the sport entities. And now I want to share with you some example about how the technology is changing the sport industry. This is other example during the pandemic, different solution to connect with the fans, but let me share one more about team and players and performance. Let me check it's working. I'm not sure, but let me talk about this solution. This member, the company is Brazil, and it's a platform that allow measure drills that track in important mental characteristics in the first teams of footballers. In this case, Brazil players interact with the virtual ball using natural football movements patterns. Without virtual reality technology, they can help players to maintain peak cognitive fitness at home and keep them mentally sharp during the lockdown, I think it's how the experience with virtual reality is not only focused in create more engagement with the fans, but also they can use for the professional players. Here we have some image about the different solution in La Liga in Spain. Where when the COVID-19 interrupted the season 2019-2020, La Liga with MediaPro, the owner of the right of the La Liga, working closely with the graphic specialist company and EA Sport to create the virtualized fans and crowd audio. Amazing, because the situation is creating the impression of full lively the stadium without fans cannot physically attend. You can see in the TV the stadium with a lot of fans, but our image recording in others match in the previous session. And I think it's time to finish here. I have other example and invite all of you to be in touch. You can contact me with LinkedIn. And thank you very much again for the organization to inviting me. I'm very happy to be in touch and open to explore synergy with all of you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.